Regular viewers already know that I've reviewed a RYOBI 18 volt mower.
In order to start mowing, you press down the power switch, you squeeze one of the grips.
Now it's time to upgrade to the RYOBI 40 volt mower. And thanks to the Home Depot Seeds program, we're going to be able to tear into this box and see what's inside. With a 40 volt 6 amp hour battery, this is supposed to deliver gas-like performance. Of course, we don't know what kind of gas engine they're referring to. Let's see, what do we have inside? Manual. We have a box that looks, it's heavy, so this is probably the battery. Over here is the battery charger. And this looks like the port to make the mower mulch. You just put this in the back and they shoot. So instead of the clippings going into the grass catcher, they just get back into the blade and get mulched. I don't see, it looks like the wheels are already attached. Let me just take this out of the box and see what we actually have. Here's the mower out of the box. 8-inch front wheel, 10-inch back wheel. You have a side discharge. You also have a rear discharge going into the bag. And like I said, if you put this little contraption, then it'll just mulch the clippings for you. It includes a guard for side clippings. It's a one-hand adjustment for all 4 wheels. Here's the grass catcher, which we need to take out, but in order to do that, we have to raise the handle. And look how easy it is. Lift up, pull back on the handle, put it into position, lock handle, lock handle. Whereas the previous mower, we actually had to fold this twice. There was a hinge here in the middle. It looks like we pull back on this safety bar, hit the start button, that gets the mower going. This is the frame for the grass catcher bag, which is right there, which I probably won't use because we just mulch everything. It's just kind of nice to let nature get it. And let's see, the cover lifts up. Here is the safety key. Without this key in position, it won't start, so always best to remove this key when the tool is not in use. And it looks like it has 2 places for batteries, but I only see 1 port on it. So I would think that this is maybe a storage for your second battery. So if you want to buy another battery, though that's a big honking battery, let's just slide one in to see what it looks like. Here is the 6 amp hour 40 volt battery. There are the terminals for it. It probably weighs 8-10 pounds. And it just slides in and locks into position. And once I remove this plastic, this cover will close up over it. And then to unlock it, oh, by the way, there's a status gauge that's included. We need to charge the battery before we even do anything. But to remove the battery, just lift up, pull out. If you decide to buy a second battery so that you can extend your mowing time, you can easily store it next to the one that's running, and it locks into position so it doesn't get jostled around. Kind of smart on their part. Though it would have been nice if they just put another terminal there and then maybe it would have switched on its own. Let's look at the actual charging system. Here's the charger that comes with the system. It can be mounted on a wall or set on the floor. It does not have a wall wart, just a 110 outlet. Here's the charger for the 18 volt battery. And as you can see, while it initially takes up less space, you do have to deal with this. So on par, it's almost about the same size. and about the same weight. I want to show you, these are the batteries that came with the previous mower compared to this. So this one takes up a lot of real estate. And this is only, again, 6 amps versus we're doing 8 here. With this, I'm getting 15, 18 minutes at the most per battery with the old mower. So it should be interesting to see, because they claim 45 and they were sort of claiming that for this, and that wasn't a reality. So first thing I have to do is throw this on a charger. I do like the fact that it locks into place and that they've included a way to check battery status. With the charger plugged in, we get a red indicator letting us know that the unit is powered. We put the battery on it, slide it into position, it locks, and now we get a flashing green light indicating that the unit is charging, and you'll also see that it's charging on the battery itself. We'll come back later when it's charged. With the mower on its side, we can see the blade covering the full 20 inches. It's sharp, so be careful with that. Plastic deck. The whole thing's plastic except probably for the motor and the blade and the attachment for it. There's metal axles for the wheels. And though you see gears here, this model is just a push mower. But I guess if they go with an electric driven one, could use the same wheels. Pretty smart of them to do that. Because it's electric, when you're done using it, you can just stand it up with no fear of any fluids pouring out of the unit. So it's very compact, taking little space in your precious garage. When it's finally charged, you can see that all 4 LEDs are lit and the light is out on the charging unit. So it's the day before Christmas. It's like 54 degrees outside. We have a fully charged battery. I don't have any grass to mow, so all we can do is just check out the runtime. So we insert the battery on the guide. It locks into place. We have our safety key in. We come up to the handle. We press the button, engage. Unlike a gas mower where most of the noise emanates to the front with the exhaust, this mower is noisy all the way around. So no matter where you stand, it's fairly noisy unit, and that may be an issue if you're used to riding behind the mower and it being quieter for you. Definitely would recommend a pair of ear protection when operating with this unit. We're at the 20-minute mark. All is still good. We're just slightly past 30 minutes and it's still running. Just crossing into the 45-minute mark. We're at the 50-minute mark. Here we are at 55 minutes and still running. So at 56 minutes and 6 seconds, it finally gave up the ghost. Meaning what? Well, that this runtime is accurate to what RYOBI claimed, although, as you see here, there was no load. It wasn't cutting grass, so you definitely can expect that your runtime will be shorter than 56 minutes when you're actually cutting grass, and if you're cutting heavy grass, tall grass, it could be considerably shorter than that. Here you see the 16-inch, 18-volt RYOBI Plus one that I've been using for just over a year now, and it has a folding handle that you have to set up and take down each time you want to put the unit away, versus the 40-volt, which obviously is bigger, heavier. The handle is one position. You simply just move the pins on the back and it instantly is deployed. It's not fair to compare these two mowers because the one on the left is designed for much smaller lawns, a 1/4 acre or less, and of course has less battery power and runtime. But that's what it's designed for, whereas the bigger unit, more power, longer runtime, but definitely able to handle a much bigger lawn. Because we're in winter, there's no grass to mow, but we do have a few leaves that we can mulch. So we'll test that aspect of the machine. The machine does tend to get a lot of the mulching on itself, but it does the mulching. But let's torture it a little bit and take it into this overgrowth of vines and see what it does. Now I've noticed that, like its predecessor, it'll ramp up in speed and power when the blade starts to slow down. So that's a very nice feature that they don't even mention. As you can see, it didn't bog down, though there's several inches of vine and growth and even some small twigs in there. Did a very nice job, though I'm sure that didn't help battery runtime at all. Do note that if the mower is tilted and you go to start it, nothing happens. Nice safety feature. Things I like about this mower: it can mulch, it can side discharge, and it also includes rear discharging with the bag. And you don't have to buy any accessories for it. Those are all included. It has a cutting height that varies from 1.5 to 4 inches with a 7-position shifter that allows you to adjust all 4 wheels simultaneously. Not a lightweight unit, comes in at 42 pounds, but it's still manageable. You can actually sit it upright for storage, or you can lay it down. Of course, we mentioned the handle, which is easy to fold over. Comes with a quick battery charger. Has a place for storing a second battery or for just storing the main battery. It does include handles for easy mobility. You can use it as a caddy with just the rear wheels to move around. So it's pretty easy to transport and to store. Unlike some other mowers, this unit does not include an LED headlight, but again, it's really not needed. My only critique of this mower is that I find it to be loud, probably louder than a comparable gas mower. Another area of concern is there's a lip here that's, when it hits this tab, is a stop so that the handle doesn't go too far. But this is plastic, this is metal, and I feel like this can probably get shaved off to the point where it won't be effective. Though if you're folding the handle back, obviously you're holding on to it, so there's a detent that catches when you get it into the right position. For those of you looking to get into an electric mower and the convenience and cost savings that it affords, I can highly recommend the RYOBI 40 volt for lawns that are at least 1/4 acre or larger. Otherwise, you may want to step down to one of their smaller units. If you found this video interesting or useful, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and as always, thank you ever so much for watching.